Okwae A. Miller. I'm an Atlanta native. Been back here for about 4 going on 5 years, and I'm a dancer, emerging choreographer. I kind of like had a series of living situations up and down the East Coast. I went to school at the University of North Carolina. After college, I moved to New York and trained and attended the Ailey School, worked a little bit, moved to DC, worked for the Washington Ballet in patron services and kind of web design. Left there, went back to New York, did a little stint in Philly, and decided to come back to Atlanta about 4 or 5 years ago. Just hungry for something new and just kind of the chance to just create and do my own art and be a full-time artist. My family's here, which is great. It was a super affordable city to move to after living in New York and DC, especially how expensive those cities were. And I just kind of spoke with people around. They were like, yeah, Atlanta's great. I love Atlanta. It's definitely the scene. You can really make a place here. And I just kind of found it to be collaborative and fun, and you can really investigate and create your own niche here, artistically or as an entrepreneur, or just even just starting your career even. So that kind of that was a very attractive thing as far as coming back here to Atlanta. Overall, I came with the vision. I've kind of always known what I wanted to do. I know I wanted to be a creator. I wanted to create work and focus on what the human experience means. So coming here was really great for that, kind of just exploring the different spaces. I had the opportunity to kind of collaborate with Spelman College as a fellow artist and kind of participate within their program and create work there. I've danced in a few different companies around and did some projects across with Blake Beckham, and that also turned into an opportunity to work in the incubator workspace called The Workroom, sponsored by the Lucky Penny. So as far as my vision coming alive, it's taken time, but it's definitely has been a great opportunity to grow as an artist and go through all the loopholes and kind of really grow and pioneer into what I want my art to be, which focuses on identity politics and social anthropology, and again personal history and that human experience all tied into one. Establishing businesses is just going to be a challenge within itself, because it's just like any other thing. Yeah, it's art, it's entertaining, it's beautiful, but you do have to, you're marketing a product. You're trying to get people to buy into a product. So me knowing that and kind of having a strong background within the arts, I've only ever worked in the arts, which is somewhat beneficial, but I've worked in somewhat kind of a challenge on the other side of not knowing other ideas around marketing and PR and everything as far as this product, but wearing different hats from working in marketing and working in development and knowing how to run a fundraising campaign is all kind of unloaded in this experience in this past 4 years of kind of cultivating what I call Okwae A. Miller and Artists, which is a collaborative approach to just sharing my work. It's project based. I work with different individual artists, dancers, filmmakers, composers to create, and it all kind of just kind of grown for me. It's definitely a learning curve going into it, as far as kind of grant writing and what it means to get grants and get funded for your art, and kind of using your portfolio to kind of gain leverage to different things, but also that at the same time you're doing that with the different opportunities of trying to find it into this dance festival to get people interested, to figure out how to cultivate your own audiences. And I've just kind of taken my own approach to that, which is a grassroots approach. I focus on a lot of issues, identity politics, a lot of contemporary issues, specifically right now focusing on the intersection of racism and homophobia, masculinity, heteronormativity, what it means as far as identifying. And I've taken that approach to how I want to brand and market my art through different organizations. I've appeared with Aid Atlanta, Spark Reproductive Justice Now, and I'm funded through the Mayor's Office and Fulton County Contracts for Services, or Fulton County Arts Council. So, kind of just really taking a stab at what I want to do, and creating your own way is the way of business. So yes, a challenge, but a challenge in a good way of you're gonna grow as long as you kind of keep to it. And I have a long way to go, but still. it's been working so far. Some of the answers to these challenges, honestly, like kind of providing like that mentorship within the arts community here in Atlanta. I think everyone's always kind of like in that point of, well, I have to grow. And there's never really this whole idea of like pouring back into the community outside of what I'm contributing artistically. Yes, I'm creating this work that's focused on this and focused on that, but like, what am I doing to cultivate artistry within the community and build community? And I say that because Blake Beckham and Melina Rodriguez did that with the Workroom. And those are the co-founders of the Lucky Penny arts organization that's been in Atlanta for years. And they actually made the investment into a space in which they've tapped 8 different artists, individual artists, into a residency program. And the residency was not like a strict, you have to do this, you have to do that. It was like, come here, we want to provide you a safe place to make your art that's affordable. And you know, you can do whatever you want within the space, whether it's teach class, work on your next show, or collaborate with different artists. So like that's like kind of one of the answers. Like we need more spaces like that are not just for profit or just a dance studio to where you have to rent for $55 an hour. It's like, okay, well, what programs can we cultivate and generate as a community to pour into, like help artists grow and like